Mm. Hello everybody, I am Bikshimaya Chalakani, Assistant Professor of Physics from Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. In this lecture, I am going to explain about elements of symmetry, after that 2D lattice. 2D lattice, we see elements of symmetry. An operation that takes the crystal into itself is called symmetry operation. So operation is one process or action. So we do some action with respect to that action. The crystal looks the same, similar, not same, similar to us. Okay, so that operation is called symmetry operation. Okay, so there are different symmetry operations, and corresponding each operation there is symmetry element. So in our syllabus, in BSc syllabus, so we are having the basic and fundamental symmetry operations, rotational symmetry, mirror symmetry, and inversion symmetry. So we will study about these symmetry operations in our class. So we see one by one. Rotational symmetry. So it is also called as line symmetry. Line symmetry. So if the rotational operation results in a congruent way, that operation is called proper rotation. Corresponding rotational axis is called proper rotational axis. Okay, that one. That means if we rotate the crystal by some angle, that operation leaves the crystal the similar way as earlier. So that looks as same in size and same shape. Okay. So that operation is called proper rotation. Proper rotation. And the axis proper rotational axis by some angle. So it occurs for certain angles only, not for all angles. So those angles are defined here. Okay. So if theta is equal to 2 pi by n, for certain values of n, we get certain angles. So for those angles only, for if we rotate by certain discrete angles, we observe the similar way. Okay, whenever we rotate, we observe the crystal in similar way. Okay, it appears as before rotation. So if we take here n is equal to 2, we get 180. Theta is equal to 180. That means if we rotate our crystal by 180, so it appears as in the similar way before the rotation. Okay. So in such case, for n is equal to 2, that means theta is equal to 180. So in order to cover the 360-degree total rotation, complete rotation, we have to rotate twice. Twice. Therefore, that axis of rotation is called two-fold rotation. Okay. Such two rotations of the object about two-fold axis, put back the object or crystal in its identical configuration. Okay, if we rotate two times, we get the same shape, whatever the face we were seeing before rotation, we see the same face of the crystal. In some rotations, it is not whatever we have discussed now, it does not occur in all crystals or in all objects. In certain objects, right-handed motif becomes left-handed and vice versa. Such operation is called improper rotation. That means after rotation we will not appear, we will not see the crystal as same. Right-handed motif become left-handed and left-handed become right-handed. So such rotation is called improper rotation. So earlier, just before I told you two-fold axis. So that is also called as diode, diode axis, diode. Similarly, for theta is equal to 120, that means we get theta is equal to 120 when n is equal to 3. So in such case, we have to rotate the crystal by 120 degree. We get the similar phase or similar appearance of the crystal. In order to get the same phase, that means to complete 360 degree, we have to rotate 3 times, each time by 120 degree rotation. So such axes are called triad axis or threefold axis. Okay. For n is equal to 4, in earlier formula, we get theta is equal to 90. That means in certain crystals, if we rotate the crystal by 90 degree, we get the similar appearance of the crystal as, as compared to before rotation. So such axis is called as fourfold axis and that also called as tetrad axis. Okay. So similarly, one more axis also exists, that is for theta is equal to 60 degree. For n is equal to 6, we get the theta is equal to 2 pi by 6. That gives us theta is equal to 60 degree. So here by rotating 60 degree, we get the similar appearance of the crystal. In order to get the same face of the crystal or okay, same appearance, we have to rotate the crystal or object 6 times. 6 times. Therefore, that axis is called as six-fold axis or hexad or hexad. Okay. So from these points or from the above discussion, we can also imagine or we can guess five-fold also exist. By 360 by 5 gives some angle, so we can design a geometrical shape with five sides, pentagon, that is called as pentagon. We can expect, but practically that does not exist. So we see why it does not exist. Okay, and why other also, that means other than uh, 6, okay, above 6-fold or 5-fold, Okay, we see why these axes or axes do not exist. We see in detail that is according the definition of unit cell. That is according the definition of unit cell. We observe it here. We are observing. So here we are taking a geometrical shape which is having five sides, equal sides, pentagon. So we try to fill the total plane with this shape. Here we are observing, okay, here we are observing, so okay, here we are observing empty space, unfilled place. Okay, in 2D we say it as plane or some place. In 3D we call it as space. So these black one, these are filled, and this one is unfilled, and we cannot keep one more such this type of thing here. So it is smaller in dimension, and it is having only four sides. So in that way, according to the definition, the unit cell should fill the entire plane in 2D or entire space in 3D. So by translating along the lattice vectors. Okay, but here it is not this shape, this particular shape is not fulfilling that definition. Therefore, five-fold axis does not exist. Does not exist. Right? We see the next one. So here, so those are the definitions we have seen. We have understand how they are defined. So in case of a cube, so generally we use it. It is the most standard geometrical structure and the simplest structure in 3D. Whereas in case of 2D square, here we have considered a cube. For a cube, how many four-fold axes exist? How many three-fold axes exist? And the two-fold axis exist? We see. So here four-fold axis. For four-fold axis, theta is equal to 2 pi by 4. That gives us theta is equal to 90 degrees. So here I have named these edges. It is x-axis, and it is x-axis, it is y-axis, and it is z-axis. So this plane, bottom plane, is xz plane. So this one also xz plane, which is parallel to xz. Of course, we say xz, somewhat higher, somewhat height. Okay. So the axis perpendicular to the xz plane and passing through the center of the cube. So it is the axis passing through the center of the cube and perpendicular to xz plane. So about this axis, if we rotate, so it is a front space. So it is a front face. So whatever we are seeing here, front face. If we rotate it by 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction, So this one comes here. So if we rotate it by 90-degree, that face now comes this side. After rotating 90-degree, earlier face comes this side. Okay. So in that way, but we observe the same face in size and shape. Okay. So such four rotations keeps keeps the crystal in the same position, just like this. Again, after rotating four times, we get the same face this side. So therefore, this axis is called as fourfold axis. Fourfold axis. And again, if we that is one thing. That is one thing. So our interest is now to find out how many such axes are there. So this axis is passing through two opposite planes. Okay, it is covering two opposite planes. If that is the case, so one more, it is parallel to y-axis, and another one is parallel to z-axis. Okay, so and another one is parallel to x-axis. Or okay, there are three axes, such axes. In other words, this one axis is covering two opposite planes. Then how many are the total planes or faces for a cube? There are six faces. So if one axis is covering two faces, then 6 by 2 gives us 3. So such fourfold axes there exist 3. So three fourfold axes exist for a cube. Similarly, here threefold axis. That means n is equal to 3, theta is equal to 120. So this line is body diagonal. This line axis is passing through opposite corners of the cube. That means body diagonal. Okay. So for the cube, eight corners are there. Eight corners are there, and this body diagonal or this axis is passing through corners. Therefore, this axis is covering two corners. So for a cube, there are eight corners. Therefore, 8 by 2 gives us 4. So there exist four there exist four such threefold axes. Four such threefold axes. Okay. So in another one, twofold axis for n is equal to 2, theta is equal to 180. That means if we rotate the crystal by 180 degree, we get the same appearance. So that is twofold axis, and this twofold axis is passing through centers of sides or edges. So edges, the diode axis or twofold axis is passing through the centers of the edges. For a cube, 12 edges exist. 12 edges exist. Therefore, 12 by 2 gives us 6. So, for a cube, there exist 6 diode axes. Diode axes. Now, so that is about rotational symmetry. So if we rotate the crystal by certain discrete angles, we get the similar structure, similar appearance of the crystal. That is a rotational symmetry, and the symmetry element is axis. So axis nothing but a line. Okay. Therefore, that is called as rotational symmetry or line symmetry. Now mirror symmetry, or it is also called as plane of symmetry. Plane of symmetry. Now the reflection of a crystal at a mirror plane passing through the lattice point leaves the object unchanged, or leaves the crystal unchanged. That means if a plane passing through certain lattices, about that plane, if we consider the plane as vertical in our view, whatever the environment you observe on right side, you observe the same on left side. So if there are certain lattice points at certain distance from the plane, you observe the same similar lattice points on left hand side also at the same distance. Okay. So if such type of structure exists, we say that there exists mirror symmetry. So here I am considering the cube. So let us, we are considering here cube. Let us say there are points here. There is one point here and one lattice point at this corner and another lattice point at this corner and one more lattice point here. So according this xz plane which is above the bottom plane, yellow plane. With respect to this yellow plane, here also exist the lattice points. Lattice points. Here one lattice point. So this lattice point is a reflection of this. Okay. So the image of this lattice point presents here. Okay. The image of this particular lattice point exists here. So the image of this point appears here. So totally, so if we see in this mirror, the images of upper 4 points appear at this lower plane. So we say that about this yellow plane, so we are observing the images of above lattice points. Therefore, this plane is called mirror plane. Mirror plane. So that is the concept of um, mirror symmetry. Mirror symmetry, and the symmetry element here is plane. Okay. So in this case, how many such planes exist for a cube? So if we see, so it is a plane parallel and it is passing through the center points of the plane. So plane parallel to faces, this mirror plane is okay parallel to certain faces and perpendicular to remaining face, but it is passing through, we can say this plane is passing through the centers of the uh, center points of the opposite planes, opposite faces. Okay. So similarly, it is in xz plane. Another one is xy. Here we are observing it is xy plane, and the remaining is, sorry, it is yz plane, and it is xy plane in this direction. Totally, it is present in this direction. Okay, just like that. So it is xz plane, and it is yz plane, and it is xy plane. So here in this case, it is passing through edges. So these, all these six are similar. So these planes, it is one edge, it is one edge, and it is another edge. Okay. So this plane is passing through opposite edges. Opposite edges. We know there are 12 edges for a cube. Therefore, such six six planes exist. So totally we are having 9 planes of symmetry in a cube. 9 planes of a symmetry in a cube. Sorry, I should clear it. Now inversion symmetry. So inversion symmetry. So that means it is also called as point of symmetry. So in inversion symmetry, symmetry exists about a point or with respect to a point. Therefore, we are naming it in another words, point of symmetry. If a crystal has a center of inversion at the origin, the crystal is exactly same at R bar and minus R bar for every point of R. I have expressed this R in bold letter, so we can treat it as a vector. So if we take the origin as reference point, whenever the inversion symmetry exists, whatever the structure we observe at R, position R, we observe the same environment at minus R. Okay. In other words, if you take one lattice point as origin, whatever the environment or structure you observe at position R, if there exists the similar structure at minus R, we say that there exists inversion symmetry. Okay, so that is the thing. So inversion operation is equivalent to inversion operation is equivalent to a rotation of 180 degree followed by the reflection in a plane normal to the rotational axis. Normal to the rotational axis. Okay, so that is inversion operation. We can say, so I told you we have considered only 3 symmetry operations. Not only these 3 symmetry operations exist, a combination of all these 3 or some other operations, we get more symmetry operations. So here we are seeing the similar example. Inversion operation is one symmetry operation. Okay, we can express it a combination of two, above two. So we have studied rotational symmetry and rotational operation and symmetry, plane symmetry. So the inversion is equivalent to or a combination of rotation by 180 degree followed by reflection about a plane. That plane is perpendicular to rotational axis. Okay, we see in the next slide. This symmetry is possible in 3D. So this symmetry is possible in 3D only. So in order to calculate inversion of a point, if you are given a point, what is the inversion point of a that given point about the point of symmetry? So if you are given xyz coordinates minus x minus y minus x minus y minus z, okay, three coordinates only I am saying. If you take x y z and minus x minus y minus z is the inversion symmetry of that point, wherever the inversion symmetry exists, wherever the inversion symmetry exists. So suppose I am taking 2 1 minus 3, the inversion of that point is minus 2 minus 1 plus 3, just like that. You can imagine what is the inversion point of particular point and how the inversion symmetry is there. So now I will try to explain this thing, how the inversion operation is a combination of rotation by 180 degree followed by reflection about a plane perpendicular to the axis of rotation. This one. Here I have taken one cube. So, and I have identified a lattice point here. So there exist lattice points at all corners, but for reference, I am taking only this point. I am taking only this point. So let us take this point, the position. Okay. So we are taking this point. So our inversion cent in point of symmetry existed the center point of the cube, center point of the cube. So if I assume just like this, so it is one point, then its inversion is opposite here, opposite in direction. Simply we can say opposite in direction. So that means about inversion, opposite means about. Here the inverse point of symmetry, point of inversion point is here about this point. So it is first figure, it is second figure. If, as we studied before, a rotation of 180 degree. That means if we rotate this crystal by 180 degree, it comes here. Okay, clear. So about this axis, blue axis. Okay, then we have to take a plane perpendicular to the axis, just like this here. So it is, we are seeing here, it is y axis. So a plane perpendicular to y axis is xz, and I told you that the point of symmetry exists here, inversion center. A plane passing through this is this one, xz plane. So about this xz plane, it is our point. It is our point. So about this plane, mirror plane, where do we expect the image of this point? We expect here, or we see here. If it is a mirror, if it is a point, then we observe the image here. So that means it is a reflection of this, or a mirror image of this, or we can say mirror image, not the reflection, mirror image of this. That means for a point considered here, the inversion of this point exists here. It is very clear now. So it is a combination of two operations. Here rotation by 180 is operated, and mirror plane is kept here, and the image of this we are observing here. So totally the inversion of a point located at this corner is this. This is very clear. Okay. So from this explanation, the above point is clear. The inversion operation is a combination of rotation by 180 degree plus reflection about a uh, reflection about a mirror plane. Now we see the next one. So here I have considered a body-centered crystal, cubic crystal or cell. So to understand the inversion concept about this center point, okay, okay, about this center point, it is the inversion center we can say, or point symmetry. So if we consider this, so its inversion point is this one, and if we consider this one, and its inversion point is this. So similarly we can see, okay, it is about inversion symmetry. So next, lattice types, that means 2D lattice and 3D lattice are there. So we see it in next class. But what we have learned or discussed now, symmetry operations. A operation which leaves the crystal itself or unchanged, appears in a congruent way. That operation is symmetry operation. The element about which the symmetry exists, that is called symmetry element. So we have seen rotational symmetry. In rotational symmetry, we rotate the crystal by discrete angles. By certain angle, rotating by certain angle, we observe the similar structure or similar size and shape of the crystal, but not the same. We can say congruent way, but not identical. Similar, but not same. Okay. So that is. So that axis of rotation is called rotation axis or axis of symmetry or line of symmetry. And next one, in that case, two-fold axis, two-fold, three-fold, four-fold, six-fold axis exist, but not five-fold. Five-fold axis do not exist, and a higher, greater than six-fold also. Sevenfold, eightfold, ninefold, and such numbers also, such axes also do not exist. Okay, only twofold, threefold, fourfold, and sixfold. One fold means theta is equal to theta 2 pi by n. If we keep n is equal to 1, theta is equal to 360. That is obviously any object, if we rotate by 360, we get the same structure. Therefore, we are not saying about that. Only twofold, threefold, and sixfold, those are significant. Next, after that, we have discussed about plane of symmetry or mirror symmetry. So here about a particular plane, whatever the environment we observe on one side, we observe the same environment on opposite side with respect to that plane. So such plane is called mirror plane. Uh, okay. In case of a cube, 9 planes of symmetry exist. 3 planes passes through centers of the faces, and 6 planes of symmetry passes through opposite edges of the cube. Okay, totally 9. Next, we have studied inversion symmetry. In inversion symmetry, about a particular point, inversion exists. So if we take one point as reference, with respect to that point, if we take a point at position R, the same point we observe at minus R. Okay. If we observe in that way, we say that there exists inversion symmetry. In case of inversion symmetry, symmetry element is a point. We may call it as inversion center. The inversion symmetry is also called as center point of symmetry. Okay, right. So we have discussed about these symmetry operations. So thank you very much for watching. Here I am stopping.